Good afternoon and welcome to Captain Stitches. It's cottage time and stitching from the heart. Hello, hello. I'm Jean. Great to see you all this afternoon. Now let me welcome those that are in the chat. We have my soul brother Mike, a New York beauty. Danielle from Danielle Stitchery is here. June Hansen is here. Eva Opal is here. Debbie Williams is here. Don't think I've missed anyone. Carol is here. Hello, Carol. And Whip is here, right on key. I don't know what it is, but he still, he sure knows that go live sign. And Debbie is working on her hexes again today. And there is Joe from Vintage Style by Joe. Hello, hello. Welcome to you. Oh, and I guess I'm going to, without knocking anything over, try to get Whip up here. If I could get my foot out from underneath the chair. There we go. Come on. Oh, he's gotten a little too heavy to pick up, but we have to give him his time so he will leave us alone so we can get with the program. But he just wants to say hello to everyone, I guess, and make his presence known. Okay, you go lay down, be a good boy now, okay? Go lay down. Go lay down, okay? Here, go lay down. Take a nap. Thank you. Bye. Okay, hopefully that does it. But yes, this is Stitching from the Heart time, and I am definitely stitching from the heart today because I am working with one of my favorite fabrics, and that is Tilda fabrics today. This is well, the second time I guess that I've cut into them and am working on them doing a quilt, and we'll show you that in just a minute, but let's catch up here a little bit. I am stranger, period. Somebody must have asked how you are or something. Okay. But Debbie says he can get up there himself, you know. No, not in this side. He can't jump from here. There's too much stuff around. So no, he can't get up here by himself. He can on the other side, but there's too much stuff around here. Sewing assistant Whip, yes. More like a fabric thief Whip and thread thief. And no, 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 no. I don't have any more. They're all gone. I guess he thinks he's supposed to have more treats. But I'm trying to tell him they're all gone. I don't think he believes me. Whip, you have to go lay down, please. I've got things to do. Okay? No more. That's it. I don't think he'll believe that, but we'll try. But anyway, and right here, I have gotten, that's just all basted on there. There's more stuff that will be going on there yet, but that is the start of the quarterly slow stitching project for myself, and the theme of that is pink. So everything on there is pink fabrics, and it'll have some other things, but I've got it all basted down, and I've started doing the blanket stitch all the way around the edge so that the outer edge is attached. That's what you see. That's what you see hanging up there on the design wall. And it measures 28 by 28, so it's going to be a good size. But it'll be I didn't get started until February, even though it's the first quarter. So it'll be 2 months of work into that. In fact, I didn't get started until the end of February, but hopefully it will be done by the end of March. So, Mommy, you don't have anything to do that can't help with. Yeah, it's like, oh, it's just like he knows when I'm busy, but no, 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 Whip, no. No, down, down. Go under there and go to bed. He was thinking he was going to lay underneath on my sewing machine while I tried to sew, but we got that settled. He's not doing that. But right over here is the start. This quilt is set on the diagonal if whip gets out of the way. So I have the first corner start of that ready just so I could kind of get an idea of what it was going to look like. And it was a good thing because I'm using semi-directional fabrics. And the way you cut these up, if you are not careful, you'll end up with a lot of upside down animals. Because on the one fabric, I don't have one with that in front of me here. Here it's on this one. And you probably won't be. Yeah, you can see them, but there's a squirrel, a rabbit, bird, an owl, a little mouse, all in that fabric on the square that's in the middle. So if you don't plan, you'll end up with a lot of them upside down on the quilt. And I want them to be as much right side up as possible. So I kind of, when I put it on there, I realized, okay, I have to do something just a little bit different to make sure and pay attention so that they will all be going the correct direction. And Zaza is here. Hello, welcome to you. Good to see you. But I have this block just a little bit together already, and I'm just going to continue and sew on these. I have, yeah, there's a few steps to this quilt. I have all 31 of the first step done, and now I'm working on the second step of the blocks. But yeah, they come out a really odd size too. I've never ever worked that the unfinished size of the block is 10 3/4 inches. That's a little bit different, but we shall see how that all it's working out. So I guess it doesn't matter as long as they're all the same. And I did switch the pressing thing over to here, so I'm not quite as much my back to you. And yes, I did move the laptop for at least today. We'll see whether I leave it in this position or not. But and I do find it helpful on this one to keep it laid out on the board here and lay the piece back in its place every time just to make sure nothing gets turned around the wrong way, which can very easily happen. But and it is going to start raining here at any time. Skies are all gray, turning dark. The wind has picked up also. But hello, Teresa Louise. It is great to see you. I was almost able to hop over in your live the other night, but couldn't quite make it. Saw you were on there. I hope you're doing better. But this fabric line of Tilda's is the sanctuary. I have one, two, three, four or five of her lines of fabric, but this is the sanctuary. Beautiful, beautiful fabric. But, and I like the effect of the narrow, the way well, it's not sashing, it's part of the block, but I like the way that works out in it. Okay, move up there. Oh, but I don't particularly care for the way that they have you pressing this because it makes it so the seams cannot butt up with each other when you are adding the blocks together in the rows. But I guess because you don't know in advance which is going to go where, it would be a little hard to plan that. So they were alternating. It is, I guess, why they did that. But Oh, and I didn't show you, I forgot to show you the pattern, which this is from an old book that I have called Anka's Treasures. And I looked it up, and the only place I found it was on Amazon, and they only had one copy left. But that is where the pattern came from. And this is the actual pattern, and it's called Gypsy Girl. Mine will probably be called either Playdate with Tilda or Tilda Girl instead. But that is the finished pattern. And gotta get this sewn a little farther so I can line up that other end. Get the needle in there so nothing moves. There we go. And this is where I need an extra finger. Hold the seams down so they don't flip on me. But we got it. Thank you, Zaza. Yes, I've had the fabrics for a while, and when the when it's special fabrics to me, it's got to be just the right quilt. So, and I just happened to be looking through that book for some reason, just making sure I've got this laid out, but that's how the block finishes. And the way we get to that is the first thing we did. Somebody wants out, but he's going to have to wait. The first thing we did was put them all together like this. And this, I know it looks like this might have been using pre-cuts, but it's not. It's all cut from yardage. But if you wanted to alter it just a little bit, you could use a jelly roll and a charm pack and probably be able to do this quilt. It wouldn't come out exactly the same size, but it would be doable, because what we are going to do now, which it's like, ooh, just a little bit scary. I did proof these all up first, but I'm just making sure once more again before I cut into it, because now we have to cut this block in half both ways. And it's like, oh, that just seems like such a bad thing to do. It's a perfectly nice block, and we're gonna cut it up to make it into the other part. But yeah, and I'm just gonna turn my mat so I can make the cut the other way. You got it. Of course, remember to turn it back so it's going the right direction when it ends up in the quilt. This one wouldn't matter, but some of them do. So then we just pull those apart. We add all of our 50 million little strips that we cut together out here. Add those in there and now sew it together, and that makes the final block that goes into the quilt. I think it was 21 fat quarters that you use for this part of the fabric, and then of course this is any fabric that goes along with it. Hibernation, yes, that's very yeah, that is very similar to it. Most definitely. Yes, I just grabbed a layer cake. Well, you could use a layer cake too. Just cut it into 5-inch squares and use some 2.5-inch strips. And these are not 2.5. That wouldn't look right. But I don't know. I guess you could cut them at, yeah, I don't know, 1.5 might work, but on those. But anyway, oops, I got that wrong. Almost was going to do that wrong. Has to go this way. There we go. Don't know what I was thinking, because it's got to be sewn to these little ones first. I think I have Bloomsville. I don't remember what the other one is. Yeah, no. And then I have the one that's all 4 seasons. and Sanctuary and one other. And it's going to be a one of the Jen Kingwell quilts, and I'm going to totally hand piece it. I don't remember the name of the pattern right now. Yes, they are beautiful. Thank you, Danielle. Yep, you can use it'll just the block will not come out the same side because this does not use, even though it looks like it, it does not use 5-inch squares and it does not use 2.5-inch strips, but you could make it that way. There are 31 blocks, I can tell you that much, since it's, not my pattern. I can't give out too much information, but at the time that book was published, there wouldn't have even been the layer cakes, the charms, the jelly rolls. None of that was out at the time that that book was published. Hello, Jim. It's great to see you. Hope you're doing fine. Oh, it's the second one. That's why it's upside down. I better pay attention to what I'm doing. When you get to talking and you look up and back down, you sometimes forget where you were and what you're doing. But trying to mix these all up so they all came out different. Had to really pay attention to. Whip, no. Shh, no. Sorry about him barking. You hear somebody else barking outside. Whip. I'm going to have to start taking a break inside if he's going to keep doing that. Hello, Kathy. I haven't seen you for a while. It's great to see you. Now he's going to come and whine. Oh, I'm sorry. I should have an automatic door opener on there. Of course, once spring gets here and I change the door, there'll be a doggy door so he can get in and out on his own. But right now he can't get out. For some reason, I keep feeling like I'm skipping a step. I'm ahead of myself when I go to sew it. Oh, he's making a point of letting me know he wants out. He's pulling every trick out of his little box of tricks. Okay. And now we have to sew this. I don't know who or what is out there, but something is out there. Well, told I told someone else not to let the dog out between 4 and 5. I don't know if that's what happened or not, to let Stitches out. I don't know, but I can't see. I truly apologize. But there is something out there he wants. Okay, we'll have those one together in just a minute. Well, it might help to finish pressing it though. Can't just set the seam. You do have to press the seam also. There we go. And now sewing on the other side of where we cut it right down the middle. Okay, this one is pretty. Pretty colors going together with this one. There. Which I think those look like white pumpkins, but they're some type of flower. But we'll get that later. But yeah, I've got all of this stack to go yet. And this is what I have. This is what I have done so far on those. But I just yeah, I just finished cutting the fabrics all out last night. So it's there's a lot of cutting, I will say that. But once you get through that, it's a very, very easy pattern to stitch up, so it goes pretty quick. You just have to make sure that you've got everything squared up before you do the slashing through the middle on the block. You will have a problem. We ran into the disc that pulled apart on me there. Don't want that. Doesn't it seem a shame to cut that right down the middle both ways? But you do end up with a pretty block, so I guess it's okay. And all of these, whoops, got an extra one. And get them apart. That would help. Good. So what is everyone else working on? Thank you, Carol. She says pretty. June says pretty. Thank you. And Mike said up there, love it. I do too. And Mike says, I'm about to work on this. I love this pattern. Yes, I did too. And I saw it. I thought, ooh, I think that would look very pretty in the Tilda fabric. So, and like I said, the cutting takes quite a while to cut it out. Well, it won't if you're using a layer cake and 2.5 inch strips, but you will have to use a different measurement for these. I wouldn't use 2.5 because that needs to be narrower. Whip, you're in the way. You can't press it before you sew it. It helps to sew the seam first. That would have been funny if I pressed it and flipped it and go, oh, it came apart. Okay, correct. For a minute there, I thought my animals were going to be upside down. I was just looking at it the wrong way. It's that one when it's the one that the fabrics that have those animals on it, you have to really be careful and make sure that they are turned the correct way, unless it doesn't bother you that your animals are running around upside down. Okay. I see people saying hello to Rita, but I don't see her yet, but I will say hello, Rita. You must be here. I'm just not seeing where you popped in. You're hiding. There you are up there. Okay, I see you. I'm sorry that I didn't say hello earlier. But yeah, I got my um red work panel and the red fabrics came yesterday, Rita. I got four of the panels. So I've got those cut apart already so that I could put them away, the extras that I'm not using, but I won't be working on that one for a while, but I've got to figure out what I actually want to do with the panel and the fabrics first. But it will come to me. You know me. I always get plenty of ideas. So there she goes. Here I am. LOL. Oh. And I also um showed your website to my friend yesterday, Rita. So I think she might be making a purchase in the future. Not sure, but I think she may. Oh yes, I'm very happy with them. I love red, embroidery and red work. So, and the fabrics, yes, beautiful red fabrics. Very, very happy with them. Yeah, my ideas have ideas. That's right. They grow. My ideas become a large extended family with a lot of love thrown in. Oh, sometimes they get ideas while they're already in the process. It works. Your website, I like the way it's laid out. It's easy to find everything. Not not hard to figure out how to get around. Unless you're on the phone, which my friend was yesterday when she was looking at it and she says, "Well, it won't show me any more fabric." I said, "You have to go down where it says load more." She said, "Mine doesn't say load more." And she did find it, but okay. I didn't want to say who it was, but she just confessed there. It's it's Debbie. She says she has an order in her cart. She just hasn't she hasn't decided for sure yet. I don't think so. She hasn't hit to fulfill the order yet. Which that's for her four patch quilt background for the hand pieced hexagon flowers to go on. It's what she was looking for fabrics for. I forget what the line was called, but it's got yellow, green, and blues in it. Pretty fabric. I love that new, whatever it's called, raspberry something, Rita, that you just got too. That's pretty fabric. But see, these go together pretty quick, really. Which the cutting would be a lot quicker too out of either charm squares or layer cake and the jelly roll, because cutting it out of all of it out of fat quarters except for the white stashing strips that go through the centers. You had to do it in a certain order to make sure you got everything out of the fat quarter. And I don't remember if I said, but it takes 21 fat quarters. Yeah. Raspberry summer. Yep, that's it. Rita says she's leaving the shop going home. I will be away for a little bit. I had some nice orders today. Appreciate every one of them. Yes. which if you haven't checked her out, it's just Rita's Quilted Chicken Farm Quilt Shop, or yeah, something like that. You'll get there that way. It'll come up, but I sometimes don't say it correctly. Rita's Quilted Chicken Farm Quilt Shop, I believe is what it is. But and there's another one with the animals in it. Thank you, Mike. Now that that seems like, I don't know. I'm not sure does that actually take you to the shop, or does that take you to her timeline? Because they're almost the same, just a little bit different. I'm just double checking to make sure I did proof this one up before I cut it. You were in it already. Okay. Way to go, Mike. Yeah, you would need either a charm pack or a layer cake would actually make two of the quilts. But or you'd have leftover, let's put it that way. But if you wanted to make this using pre-cuts, yeah, you'd need a charm pack and a jelly roll and another fabric for the sashing strips that go down the middle. And I'm not sure exactly. Can't tell you the yardage exactly on that because that's, like I said, it's a paid pattern, so I can't give out all that information. Sorry. And like I said, it's one you'd either have to find on Etsy or eBay or whatever. I don't know. It's Anka's Treasures. If you can, if you want to do a search to find it, it's a book though, not just one pattern. But that's where the pattern is. And the pattern is called Gypsy Girl, which it refers to the blocks as looking like they are little boxes tied in white ribbons, which it does kind of look like that. Yeah, she's got some nice fabrics, Mike. Oh, the prices. Yes, she's got nice prices too. Yes. Okay, Zaza, thank you for stopping by. It was great to see you. I wish I really could see you all. And then a thought went through my mind. I went, "Oh no, that wouldn't be good because you wouldn't all fit in here." I was going to say, wouldn't it be really nice if a bus pulled up outside one day and you all got out and I actually did see you? That would be awesome. Somebody found a toy to occupy them. So that's good. Oh yeah, the sunshine blue skies. That is pretty fabric. Forget what it was. I moved out of my way this morning. It was in the big, oh, that was the Sue Spargo block of the month. But I can't show it, so. And then let me see, in I can't remember what the Missouri Star books are. They're block books. Um, the one that you were doing, Rita, double play. I've got fabric out and ready for that one. Oh, it's the think it's the fabric with the campers and everything on it, if I remember correctly. And then Debbie and I are going to be doing well, we're making two quilts the same together, which the name of that quilt is Twisted Scissors. Yeah, I was going to say that wrong. Twisted Sisters. But both of us need to go and get fabric for that one. We don't have on hand what we want for it, so we're going to have to take a little shopping trip. And I think it was, yeah, April that we're actually supposed to start working on it. So we've got some time. Already have this quarter filled up. Have to take numbers to take turns going into the cottage. Yeah. Oh, yep. You wouldn't all fit at once. Of course, it depends upon the time of year. Now, if it's when I have the long arm moved out of here and there's a little bit more room, who knows how many we could get in here? I know you can get a lot in a telephone booth, so this is a lot bigger than a telephone booth. Might be surprised how many we could get in here. I do have Josephine sitting here because I did have to use her on the very first row that I sewed because I turned after being so careful to make sure all my animals were going, up the right direction. I sewed the block on upside down. Like, oh no, that won't work. This is the machine work that I'm working on right now. And then in the evening when I want to relax more, I switch to working on the slow stitch one there and doing just sitting, relaxing, not thinking, and doing the handwork instead. I've gotten 8 in a telephone booth. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You might be surprised how many you could actually get in here. Whoa, gotta watch that. I might be able to get this seam before I run out of bobbin, but then I need to change it because it's about gone. Knew that was going to happen, so I did get one out, knowing it was going to run out in advance. The fun part is going to be on the rest of these. I didn't want to go any farther and add these. I did have it over there. That's why I keep pointing over there. I didn't want to keep adding on without having several of them laid out because I want to make sure I don't get the same colors, next to each other. So I need to finish the rest of the blocks before I can start adding on the rest of the rows. Whoops, there is this one. I was going to say, I don't know how many I've made with. 1, 2, 3. I've done 4, I think, while I was sitting here. And now somebody's back at the door again, still thinking they're going to get out, but they're not. Got to hold on for a little bit yet. Okay, where is it? It moved on me. I'm going, where'd my line go? There we go. And it certainly helps to have the type of ruler that is a grippy one and doesn't move once you put it down for when you're cutting a block in half both ways. And I do have a rotating mat. It just wasn't quite big enough for this block. I guess that's something I can put on my wish list is a larger rotating mat. Or maybe I can make one. I have enough mats. I think I could come up with a way of figuring out how to put the little rotating thing on the bottom. Some of these have the fold where the fabric fold is when you cut it that didn't get pressed out. It's just a little itty bit. But everybody's quiet. I haven't seen Tracy pop up. Hope she's doing okay. And oh, I've got enough to do this seam. Then I'll change the bobbin. And I am going to change that bobbin before I yeah. That's you can't see it, but that's all. It goes from there to there. That's all that was left on there. Don't think it would have made another seam. We we did that pretty good. This is when I know that it's a little tip for how I know when it's time to change to clean my bobbin case out is a full bobbin was on top of there. That means it's the next one to put in, of course, when the other one runs out. And I put the empty one up here. That means if it's empty out up there when I run out, it's time to clean the bobbin case out. So that's my little tip and how I keep track. Because I do so much sewing, I wouldn't remember otherwise. So that's how I keep track of it. Ends up being every other bobbin. All right, there you go. Whip, I know you got about 15 minutes or a little bit, and then you'll get your way. Hello, Joan. It's great to see you. Danielle says, sorry, been listening while getting work done since my husband stole my puppy from me. It's not like you don't have a couple more, Danielle. Oh, and Joan says, I'm back. Hi again, y'all. Tomorrow I get new service, so no more missing out on the fun. Awesome, awesome. Okay, great. That's great to hear. Glad that you are back with us again. Okay. I need to pay attention to what I am doing. I don't want to have to use that seam ripper again. Oh, must have been someplace that I didn't see him that you're saying, LOL, that face. At least I hope you weren't referring to mine. If you were, that's okay, but I think Whip must have popped up somewhere where I didn't see him. The others were already upstairs. You snuck that one down to the basement with you, okay? In your jacket, okay. Uh, they're the size that it's pretty easy to do that. But he really needs to Gout. My sewing buddy, yes. There's a hot iron up here, buddy. You better stay away from this table. Yes. Don't get up by the iron. I better set that closer to the middle. Yes, I know what you want. You just have to wait just a little bit, okay? Just a little bit. Oh, he was pulling every trick he could over there at the door to try and get my attention. And he did get my attention, just not the way he wanted it to be. Well, the leashes hang there, and there's one that hangs down lower. Sometimes it's not there right now. I see it's been moved. But he will bang it against the wall to let me know he wants out. That's one of his tricks. He will, of course, scratch at the door. And if I don't come, he comes over and looks at me and goes back to the door. He has all kinds of ways of letting us know what it is he wants. Of course, you all see what he does when he wants a TREAT. I shouldn't really even spell that because I think he knows how to spell it now. Okay, we're gonna get this one done, and then I think we probably won't start another one. We will call that it for today. The last theme of this one. Uh, oh my, has he grown? He got all the way up above the doorknob to the door to reach the other leash to try and let me know. Thank you. Yes. Thumbs up are much appreciated. That does help with the algorithm. So thank you, Mike. All right. This is going to, these are colors I wouldn't normally put together, but they come out rather pretty. That's purple, not blue. The purple and the red. So I think that's 5 of them that I got done while sitting here. Thank you, Joe. Stupid internet keeps kicking me off. Well, that's no fun. So that's what you're saying about you're getting new service, so that doesn't happen. Yeah, that's no fun at all. Ours was completely out for 2 days when the the pole that has the service is just 2 neighbors down from us, and some other company came and did work on something else that's on the pole, and they disconnected our Wi-Fi from the whole connection was gone. They had to redo the whole thing, and it was so I was without internet for 2 days. That was not nice. And Jim is telling everyone to take care. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you, Jim. It was great to see you again. But yes, so I know that on the forecast, I didn't see exactly where, but it looks like there's some of the areas, including Ohio, that have got some strong storms that are going to be coming again. So everyone, I hope that you will all be safe, that they won't come to your area, but as many of us as there are, it's bound to hit the area where someone in here uh, lives or whatever. Are you asking what my name is, Joan? My name is Jean, and I am kept in stitches. Thank you, Mike. He says, have a great afternoon. And yes, if you have any questions or whatever on this quilt, don't be afraid to ask. Just you can email me or anything like that at any time when you have any questions. I'm not as quick to answer email, but if you private message me on Messenger, I check that all the time. And of course, if it's something that has to do with the video itself that you're watching, it's always good to leave a comment and let me know, or any questions or comments that you have that way. So you are welcome. I know several Jones, but I don't believe I know a Joan Meyer. So you're the first one. But thank you for being with me and watching. It's great to see new people come and find my channel. So that is everything I have for you today. Again, this is what the quilt, that's not a great picture, but that is what the quilt will look like when it is finished. I think mine will be a little prettier than that, but that is it. And I don't think it has, I think it finishes at somewhere around 69 by 83. And so it's a good size, a good for a tall person, larger person, not lap, couch quilt, not really big enough for a bed, and a little big for a wall hanging, even though I do hang queen size quilts on my walls at times. So you can use them for everything. And there is the beginning of that quilt. And like I said, that is the other project, the slow stitch, all the stitching by hand and no pattern that I am working on when I won't be working on this one right now. So I think we will go ahead and end. Thank you all for being with me. Be safe, happy stitching, and remember, in the meantime, I can keep you in stitches. Bye-bye, everyone.